Typhoon Mangkhut has now moved west. Winds of up to 110 miles an hour hammered Hong Kong, showing that even this modern and well-built city is no match for its power. Some of the skyscrapers swayed. Others lost windows, shed scaffolding, and here, even a crane. Waves crashed onto the deserted city streets, flooding some shops and restaurants. In places, the water rose more than 3.5 meters above its normal level, terrifying residents. More than 200 people were injured. Chinese media have called it the King of Storms. This is how its arrival on the Chinese mainland was seen, from a hotel in Shenzhen. After travelling thousands of miles, it was still wreaking havoc. This time in China's most heavily populated province. Nearly 2.5 million people have been evacuated and the authorities put on high alert for further damage. Here the wind heaved the sea up and right through a restaurant window. The cost of all this is incalculable, and the typhoon season in Asia isn't over yet. Jonathan Head, BBC News, Northern Philippines.
Well, this morning, Mangkhut struck in China to the west of Hong Kong, near Macau, causing extensive damage. Sky's Charlotte Lomas has the latest now on its impact in China.
Typhoon Mangkhut strikes southern China, flooding this seaside hotel. People here were on high alert, braced for heavy rain and winds, and they came, reaching 100 miles per hour. More than 2 million residents have been evacuated in China's Guangdong province. 50,000 fishing boats called back to port. Mangkhut has weakened from the super typhoon which tore through the Philippines, but this storm is still strong. In Hong Kong, an entire corner of a building crumbles to the ground. The heavy winds also rip off scaffolding and cause the iconic skyscrapers to sway, their windows to smash.
I guess this was the biggest typhoon. I've been in Hong Kong for 4 years, and all the locals went absolutely crazy about preparing for the storm, so we knew that it was going to be pretty big. And we actually lost the whole of our structure on our roof. We have a concrete floor in terms of a roof, but on top of that there was actually a structure which was almost like a spare room on the roof, and the whole of that actually flew out. The family just went down into one room in the middle of the house, as far away as possible, because we weren't quite sure what was going to happen.
On the ground, storm surges batter the waterfront, with some areas up to waist high with water. These cars stranded as roads become rivers. A child is rescued and taken to safety, away from the falling trees and debris. In neighbouring Macau, the usually bustling gambling resort, now quiet, as its famous casinos were closed for the first time in its history. The full extent of devastation caused by Typhoon Mangkhut is not yet known, but it's thought the worst is now over. The storm is gradually getting weaker as it makes its way inland. Charlotte Lomas, Sky News.